and we sincerely hope you enjoy our version of
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Daily Driven Exotics. My name is Damon Fryer. If you are new, smash that subscribe button. Join the Daily Driven Exotics community. We'd love to have you. Good to see all my DD fam out there. And we've got a crazy story today for you. This isn't one of my typical adventure vlogs. This is going to be just some absolutely bizarre, nuts storytelling because this is really this is real. This is really happening. I'm going to go and steal my Ferrari 458 back. That's it. My old Ferrari 458 is coming back to the Daily Driven Exotics garage. We are gonna reclaim it. Somebody has been abusing it and just absolutely mistreating this beautiful, purebred Italian supercar. It's cringe on its own level. Basically, here's what happened. It's been bought from the person who bought it since I wrote it off. I need to maybe give you guys a bit of a backstory here. I don't think everybody knows what's going on. Maybe I should back up a little bit. Let's do that. Okay, so let me rewind it just a little bit, couple minutes, just a bit of backstory so you are up to speed on where I'm even going with this. You see, Daily Driven Exotics started 5 years ago, almost to the day. January 23rd, 2013 is what it says, I believe, on my channel. I started it with a Lamborghini Gallardo. I wasn't super rich. My intentions were if I was gonna buy this car, I had to actually drive it to do stuff with it because I couldn't afford a second or a third car at the time. So I did that. Daily drove it and I thought, well, maybe I could start a brand and I could write off some of the expenses of the car because I know supercars were a little more expensive than a regular car. And Daily Driven Exotics was born. Fast forward to today. Did it look like what I do today back then? No. I made the odd video. I was hiring a videographer to do it. It was expensive and hard to do. At the 3-year in mark, I decided to revive the company. How was I gonna do this? Well, I could buy an epic supercar, modify it so it stands out like crazy and gets a lot of attention. Hopefully I could make good enough content that if people came to the channel, they'd subscribe, stick around and watch the videos. And that's really where the 458 comes in. So I had the Scuderia at the time and I still have it. The car's been with us for a long time. It's an amazing car, but it's a Scuderia. I mean, it's really like already souped up from Ferrari, so there's not much you could do to it. And I bought a Ferrari 458, a 2010. The intentions of building it to be nuts. How was I going to achieve this? Well, Liberty Walk came out with these over fender wide body kits, and I thought that is such a cool kit, but it had already been done like 6 or 7 times, so it wasn't exactly new. And I was thinking, a friend of mine showed me this picture this one time of a Ferrari 458 challenge car and also a GT3 car, and I was just in love with that whole race car on the street idea. I started looking into how to getting Ferrari Scuderia genuine race parts. Well, it turns out you have to own a race team in order for Ferrari to give you race parts, which I didn't own. So I had to search for a race team that was willing to sell me some of their spare parts so I could bolt it onto my street car. I bought the Ferrari Challenge wing, which was stupid expensive. It was like, then I also bought the GT3 carbon fiber wide body mirrors that went on the outside, the GT3 carbon fiber bucket race seat, the GT3 5-point racing harnesses. And I put all that onto my street car with the wide body over fenders. And that was one thing that really set that car apart from other Liberty Walk cars. The second thing was this crazy livery design that I put on it, which was a variation of prototype camo. That is like the crazy black and white lines that go all over the place. There's different versions of it, especially now, more and more versions of that. But with that fame for the car came obviously recognition for the brand, and it really revived the DD brand. Fast forward 11 months, and that car was totaled and destroyed during Monterey Car Week. I'm not gonna get into all the specifics, but it had a collision with another car that both of us were on, a little day rally during that event. And unfortunately, it wrote the car off. There was insurance on the car, luckily for me, and I got paid out. The car got shipped to California. My insurance company sold it at auction to somebody in Florida. The car got shipped to Florida, and the person who bought it, great guy, Larry from LB Innovations, shout out to Larry. He was gonna rebuild the car, and he did, and he rebuilt it and did a beautiful job. By the way, before he rebuilt it, he actually let me drive it one last time with no front end on it, no doors on it. We made this crazy video in Jacksonville of me like sliding it around and doing donuts and stuff. It was nuts. If you want to see that video, because you haven't, I'll put a link in the card top right hand corner. You can check it out. So he rebuilds it and he starts driving it. He even redoes the livery to the front end and keeps the DD on it after speaking to me, which was very respectful. And he was great. He was a great guy with the car. He shared it with other people in the community and car enthusiasts and kids. And it was awesome to have someone to represent the brand like that. And I thought he still owned it. I mean, he had owned it all summer. He's owned it for quite a while now. And then all of a sudden I get this crazy message. I get this message from a buddy of mine that I work with. And he says, "Is this your car?" And he sends me 3 photos in the dark of this destroyed, beat up black 458. And I couldn't tell. I was like, well, first of all, I thought the livery was still on it. I assumed Larry still owned it. I hadn't heard anything about this car until this situation. Upon further review of these photos, sure enough, it turns out it's my old Ferrari 458. And it's so tall. It's like, it's like so beat up and just disrespected. I beat the heck out of my cars, but at the end of the day, like, I can wash my cars up and they look amazing. This car, do you know what I'm getting at? Like, this car was just really disrespected. It was filthy. It had chips in it. It had dents in it. It had wheel damage. It had like bolts missing off of the Liberty Walkover fenders. The wing was gone, and it was abandoned in this beach parking lot in Jacksonville, Florida. And what's even stranger is that it has this notice on the window stating that the car had been sitting there for a significant amount of time, and that a bylaw person or the police or someone in that area had basically come by and seen this car sitting there for such a long period of time. They put a notice on it saying if the owner does not come and remove their property, it's going to get basically repossessed and taken to an impound yard until someone claimed it, which is bizarre. And so this is how this all came about. These photos and this whole thread in a private forum on Facebook has been talking about this. All these car enthusiasts from the Jacksonville area have been talking about the car, sharing different theories of what's going on. And what I found out, but I talked to some people I know in the area and found out that Larry no longer owns the car. He sold it. He sold it to a 19-year-old guy with questionable income sources. And I believe his name is Caden. Again, not 100% sure. I don't have a last name. I wouldn't give it to you anyhow. But Caden, 19 years old, questionable income sources, buys this car, apparently totally abuses it. And now no one's heard from Caden, and this car's just been found abandoned in a parking lot in Jacksonville, Florida, with a notice that it's going to be repossessed very, very soon if someone doesn't come back and claim it or move it. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When my car was totaled, and the insurance company shipped it to California and just wrote it off and wrote me a check, bought me out so I could go get another car. They never asked me for any if I had any spare parts. I mean, just bought it, like paid me out, that's insurance, and left me, didn't need anything. And it turns out I still had one of my spare keys, the Ferrari. So I hold in my hand, in theory, that the coding and everything in here, which I'm sure is the same, and the key for sure is the same for the ignition. This key would unlock and start that car that's sitting there abandoned. So should I go and basically steal my car back? Grand Theft Auto, my own car back, and save it from the hells of supercar hell? Probably not. Yeah, the truth is I'm not looking to go to jail and get in trouble. It's not my property, and having this key doesn't make it any more right for me to go and remove it. However, I was like genuinely like, man, like I feel bad. Like, should I call whoever needs it moved? Because they could just literally move it themselves. I could ship them the key. And then I thought, it was funny at one point, I thought about putting old Daily Driven Exotics items that were kind of iconic from the brand and the channel. I thought about putting them on eBay and just letting fans bid on them, not at ridiculous rates. And I was going to put this on eBay and put it up for sale. So now if I put it on eBay, someone could go and buy it. Definitely don't go and take the car. That would be wrong. I'm not promoting any sort of theft of someone else's property. The car doesn't belong to you just because you'd have this key, but it'd be very possible. I mean, crazy, especially since the car in its current state is definitely beat up really bad. But in theory, let's just go over the cost of, you know, some of the very rare and unique Ferrari Scuderia race parts that are on it. The wing's already gone, we won't count that. But those carbon fiber GT3 race mirrors were worth $5,500 USD. By the way, they were like, I think they're only bolted on by like 2 bolts or something. They were simple to install. The carbon fiber GT3 bucket race seat was like $1,500. The harnesses were $1,000. Just the one harness. There's actually not 2. It's just for the driver's side and just that one driver's side seat. The Liberty Walk over fenders on that car. I mean, if you go on Liberty Walk's site, I mean, those fenders are worth like thousands of dollars. Then the pure wheels that were on that car were worth like $10,000. The Novatec suspension was worth like $6,000. That car had a full IPE race exhaust, so headers from the engine all the way back, catless. That whole exhaust system was like $14,000, which also made it sound like just one of the most beautiful sounding supercars I've ever heard. Like literally almost like an old school Ferrari F1 car, pre-turbos. Yeah, I mean, weird story. This car has been abused. It's been abandoned. It's gonna get repossessed. Nobody knows what's going on. It's covered in dirt. It's filled with garbage. It's filthy. It's got empty bottles, I read in the forum, all shoved inside of it. It's beat the hell. The wheels have some chips in them. It's just a bizarre situation. And nobody knows where the owner is, which is kind of scary. Like, I don't know if this owner or this guy's in trouble. Something happened to him. That's why his car is just sitting there. Maybe the police should go and check this out. And if not, I don't know. Maybe he wrecked the car to a point where he was just like, screw it. I'm gonna leave it at the beach. I don't care. I'm loaded. I got all sorts of money. No big deal. I don't know if any of you watch my channel and are from the Jacksonville area and know more about this. Send me a private message. Give me some updates. I would love to know what's going on. I'd like to know that the owner first and foremost is okay and he's not hurt or missing and something weird going on there. And then secondly, I'd love to know like where the car is gonna go, what's gonna happen to it. So many possibilities around this very odd and strange situation. But the car back in the day meant a lot to me. I was very proud that Larry took it and did great things with it. So that's where I'm gonna leave it today with this, at least this part of the story. DD Ferrari 458 key. This key would very likely start that car sitting there in Jacksonville. Move on. I have some exciting information about Daily Driven Exotics. We will be opening up a very exclusive limited number of DDE Elite memberships. That's right, we will be giving you guys an opportunity for like a couple of bucks a month, the opportunity to have exclusive access, inner circle type of stuff to the brand, myself, things that events we will be attending that only DD Elite members will be able to attend, ride-alongs in the cars, both these cars, an opportunity to even be flown to the DDE headquarters and, you know, first class VIP experience here on Vancouver Island. And so that's exciting. We also have limited merch coming that's for Elite members only, as well as we got some new merch dropping that's going to be for everybody on the store. By the way, if you want some DD merch, we have these cement tees, long tees with the DD logo, as well as the tricolor t-shirts, a limited edition blacked out t-shirt. It was all black with black vinyl writing that said DD in a box format. We sold those out except for 5 shirts. Those 5 shirts are currently now on sale, 50% off. So if anybody fits the last few sizes we have, you can scoop that shirt up for 50% off. Link in description. And I just want to say thanks for all your support. You know, in 5 days, this channel is going to hit its 5-year anniversary. And it's growing like crazy, and I appreciate all your support. If you want to join the DD Elite Members Club, that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So when we roll that out, there's only going to be so many spots. Yeah, I don't want to say too much. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be good times. We're going to also do a DD tour starting on the west coast of Canada and the United States and go to very main cities and do a DD Elite members only meetup group thing. with some involvement with some big brands. So we're excited about that. So stick around. Thank you guys for your support. Smash that subscribe button. Throw me a thumbs up on this video and stick around for tomorrow's vlog. By the way, happy Friday. TGIF, you guys. Peace.